Welcome to mathematics. My name is Mangia. Right, so on this video I'll work out this question paper. It's IGCSE, that's for Cambridge International Examination. Right, so my contacts, they are there on the screen. My name is Mangia, written there. That's the maths ego. So this one is for October November 2019, as you can see on the screen. Extended mathematics paper 2. Extended mathematics paper 2. Right, let me move on right away to the questions. So I'm just working out this question paper for you guys. Please just pay attention. Also take note of the instructions. Basically, they are very important, the instructions. Like here, for pi, you can use your calculator, or can either use 3.142. That one is the value of pi, or the one in your calculator. Take note of that one. And the main instruction that you have to take note of is this one: a degree of accuracy. This one. If the degree of accuracy is not specified in the question, and if the answer is not exact, give the answer to 3 significant figures. Give answers in degrees to 1 decimal place. Please take note of that part. It's very important. It's very important. Right. Question number 1. It's saying work out 5% of $25. Easy. 5% just mean 5 over 100 of 25 of means times. So what is 5% of 25? It's 5 over 100 times 25. Then you can cancel here. 5 into 5, 1. 5 into is 20. Then here you can reduce by 5. 5 into 20, it can be, it's 4. Then 5 into 25, it's 5. So it will be like 5 over 4. Right? So it's 5 over 4. Then you can leave this one as a decimal. Then you can find your calculator. Then you find 5 divided by 4. What's the answer? Is 1.25. 1.25. Then you are done. That's 5% of 25. Right, now let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. Factorize 5p plus pt. What do you do here? Just find a common factor. There's a common factor p on 5 and on t. So just factor out that common factor p. So you just factor out p here. Then it will be 5 plus t. Then you are done. Next question. Calculate that one. Give your answer correct to 2 significant figures. Please, you have to know significant figures and decimal places, right? Let's do this one. We want to leave our answer to 2 significant figures. Right, this one you can punch in your calculator right away. Right away in your calculator. So how do you punch it in your calculator? You can first punch this one on top, then divide by 4.2. Then times this one, or you can put this one in brackets. Put this in brackets, right? Then say times 1.241. Then the answer that you get, you divide by 4.2. But it's very important to know how to punch in your calculator. Please. It's very important. So you say bracket, then 16.379 minus 0.879, then close bracket, then say times 1.241 is equals to, then you get the answer here. The answer you get is 19.2355. then it will be over 4.2. Then say divided by, just punch divided by in your calculator, then write 4.2. then you get the full answer. It will be 4.57988. So it will be going on like that. But what you want are two significant figures, right? How do you put your answer to two significant figures? Significant figures, you start counting from the first non-zero digit. Non-zero, which means the first number that is not a zero. In this case, it's 4. So two significant, you say 1. 1 pana 4. Let me do it like this. So you say 1, then 2, then you look at this third number. You look at the third number. If it's below 5, you don't add anything to this number before it. But if it's 5 and above, you add 1 to this number. So this one is 7, more than 5. What do? You are supposed to add 1. So it will be 4.6. This will be your final answer. You're done. Right, next question. Write 15,060 in words. This one is 15,060. 15,060. You're done. So that's in words. Then in standard form, right? Standard form, remember, it's in the form of a times 10 to the power n, where a is a number that lies between 1 and 10, and n is an integer. An integer is a whole number. So for this number, let me write it down. 15060. Right, when there's no comma, your comma basically will be on this last number. So this one is supposed to be a number that is between 1 and 10. So for it to be a number between 1 and 10, where is supposed to be our comma? It's supposed to be between 1 and 5. Like, yeah. So that it will be 1.5, right? So let's put our comma. So you say, let me just write it out right away. 1.5060 times 10 to the power, right? 10 to the power that is supposed to write here must be the number of places that your comma would have moved. In this case, it will move, you say 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So it will be 10 to the power 4. Remember, moving to the left, your power will be positive. Moving to the right, your power will be negative. Right, next question. Simplify 5c minus d minus 3d minus 2c. This one, you just collect like terms and simplify. That's what you do, right? So collect like terms. 5c minus 2c minus d minus 3d. It is equals to, so it will be 3c minus 4d. Please take note, this one is minus d minus 3d. You take with the sign. Don't say d minus 3d. Oh, you get a very wrong answer there. So say minus d minus 3d. It will be minus 4d. So this will be your final answer, like this one. Right, next question. Question number 6. Solve this equation. What do? There are two ways. You can either cross multiply, or the most easiest way that applies everywhere, you just multiply everything by the lowest common multiple of the denominators. In this case, who are our denominators? We have 3 is the denominator, so you multiply everything by 3. Everything by 3, multiply by 3 here. On this side, x minus 2 over 3, you multiply by 3 here. The main reason is to get rid of the denominator 3. That's the reason why you are supposed to be multiplying like this. So 3 and 3, they will cancel out. Then it will be x minus 2 will be left. Then 3 times 3 on this side, it will be 9. Then you collect like terms. 9 plus 2, x is equals to 11. So the final answer is supposed to be 11. Right, next question. Question number 7. It's saying simplify that one. These are laws of indices that you have to apply, right? You have to apply laws of indices. So it's the same. You multiply these numbers without powers separate. Then x to the power 3 times x to the power 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Then x to the power 3 times x to the power 2. What do? You apply laws of indices. You are multiplying indices of the same base. What do? You maintain the base and add the powers. So maintain the base x and add the powers 3 plus 2. Your final answer it will be 6x to the power 3 plus 2 is 5. You are done. Next, without using a calculator, work out 5 over 16 times 1 over 1 and 1 over 7. You must show all your working and give your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. Please don't take those things for granted. Do as what the question is asking you to do. Alright, so on this part, I want to leave our answer as a fraction. 5 over 16 times. You convert this one. 1 and 1 over 7, it's a mixed number. You convert it to an improper fraction. So it will be 1, it's 7 times 1 plus 1 on top, 7 times 1 plus 1. So 7 times 1 is 7 plus 1, it will be 8 over 7, like this. Then after that, you simplify this one. 8 into 8, 1, 8 into 16 is 2. These are common factors. Then no more common factors. You say 5 times 1 on top, it will be 5. 2 times 7 is 14. So it will be 5 over 14. That will be your final answer. Then done. Next, question number 9 is saying, Paula invests 600 at a rate of R% per year, simple interest. At the end of 10 years, the total interest end is $90. Then find the value of R. What do? You just use the formula for simple interest. What do? You say interest is equals to principal times rate times time over 100. So your rate is the percentage. Your time must be in years. So it must be in years. So just substitute. Interest end is 90. You say 90 is equals to the principal amount borrowed is 600 times your rate is R, not given. Then time is 10 years over 100. Right, then on this one, you can cancel out these zeros. So what will be left? It will be 90 is equal to 60 R. Then you divide by 60 here. You divide by 60. You get your R. So R is, this one will be 3 over 2, which is 1.5. So your rate is 1.5%. That will be your interest rate. Right, next, question number 10. Simplify. These are indices. Please, if you don't understand indices, you can check. I have a video on my channel explaining indices. How do you work out these indices? Right, so what do you do first is here you have to make the power positive first. How do you make the power positive? You apply law number, it's law number 4 on my video. It's law number 4 of indices. It says any number raised to a negative power is the same as 1 over the same number when raised to a positive power. So this one, it will be 1 over x cubed over 8. That's the number. Then the power, it will now be positive 4 over 3. So this one on top, please just leave it like that. That's for the law. Then you say 1 over. Then on this denominator, you apply fractional indices, laws on fractional indices. You introduce the square root here. X cubed over 8 will be here. Then you put 3 here. Then you put 4. Then it will be 1 over. Then cube root of x. The number that you multiply 3 times by itself to give us x cubed is what? Is x. Then the number you multiply 3 times by itself to give us 8 is what? It's 2. Then it will be equals to 1 over, you share the power, x to the power 4 over 2 to the power 4. Then it will be 1 over x to the power 4 is x to the power 4. 2 to the power 4 is 16. It's 16. Then this one looks confusing. So introduce this division. X to the power 4 over 16, which is equals to 1/10. You invert. Then your final answer will be 16 over x to the power 4. 16 over x to the power 4. That's your final answer. Then you're done. Right, next question. Question number 11. Rearrange the formula to write R in terms of P and pi. This one is subject of formulae. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to express R in terms of P and pi, which means supposed to be R is equal to something where there's P and pi. That's subject of formulae. Right, so taking that one, P is equals to 2R plus pi R. There's a common factor here, R. So you just factor out R. You say P is equals to R here. It will be 2 plus pi. So you must be left with an R. Please take note of that. R must be 1. So in this case, it's 1. Then you divide with the number with R, because it's multiplying R, 2 plus pi. You divide by 2 plus I, both sides. It will be 2 plus 2, P over 2 plus pi is equals R, 2 plus pi over 2 plus pi. Then this and this, they'll cancel out. You get your R is equals to P over 2 plus pi. Your final answer. Question number 12 is saying the sides of a square are 15.1 centimeters, correct to 1 decimal place. Find the upper bound of the area of the square. This one was rounded off. So let's take note here. 15.1. If this one was rounded off, it means there was a number here. There was a number here. That was rounded off to get this number here. Right. So it means the least possible number that can be rounded off here to give us 1. It means there was supposed to be a 5 and a 0 here. Right? Or what you can just do, you can just, if this one 2 decimal place, just deal with this one. You put 0, you put a 5 here, you put a 5 here, and this one you put a 0, and you put a 0. You just deal with 0.05. You add and subtract 0.05 to get the limit, lower limit. You just subtract 0.05 to get the upper limit or upper bound. You add 0.05. Right? So it means the two numbers in which the side of the square lies, they are supposed to be 15.05. This is the least possible number. Then the side lies between 15.15 after adding or subtracting 0.05. So the maximum possible number in this case is 15.15. This is the one that we have to use, because what we want is the upper bound of the area of the square. So you say 15.15 times 15.15. Then find your calculator. You say 15.15 times 15.15. What do you get? You get 229.5225. But remember, on our instructions, it says if the answer is like this, you have to leave it to 3 significant figures. So let's leave our answer to 3 significant figures. Correct to 3 significant figures. What do? You count here. 1, 2, 3. Then you look at this number. It's 5. So you are supposed to add 1 to this. But if you can add 1 to this 9, it will be 10. So you put a 0 here. Then after that, let me just write it down here. You put a 0 here. Then you add that 1 here. So it will be 2 plus 1. It will be 3 to 30. That will be your final answer. Then you are done. Question number 13. Calculate the area of the triangle. Area of the triangle. area of a triangle, there are two formulas for finding the area of a triangle. One is say half base times height. That's the first one. But in this case, there is no height. What do? Use another formula where there's an angle. It will be half AB times sine C, or sine theta, half AB sine theta, where theta is the angle that is being formed by these two sides A and B. Please take note, the angle must be between these two sides A and B. So in this case, you say half all right, so that's the formula for finding the area of a triangle where there is an angle and two sides given and there's no height. So this one, it will be half times 11 times 30, then times sine 39 degrees. This one you can simplify it to 11 times 1 times 3, 13. It's 143 over 2, then times sine 39. So you can now use your calculator. You say 143 sine or times sine 39 is equals to, then after that you say divided by 2, 44.996. So it will be 44.996400796, like that. So we have to follow our instruction, round off this one to 3 significant figures. So you say, you start counting from this first 4. So you say 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3. Then you look at this number here. It's 9. It's about 5. So you're supposed to add 1 to this 9 here. But if you can add 1 here, it will be 10. So it will be 0 here. Then that one you have to add it to this 4. It will be 5. Then it will be 4. So it's 45.0 cubic square centimeters. That's the area of this triangle. Next part, question number 14. The scale on a map is 1:10 million. On the map, the area of Slovakia is 4.9 square centimeters. Calculate the actual area of Slovakia. Give your answer in square kilometers. The scale of the map we are given is 1:10 million. But on the map, we have Slovakia, which is 4.9 square centimeters. What do you do here? You use the concept of rectangles. The area of this Slovakia, let's assume Slovakia is in the form of a rectangle. So the area of this rectangle is 4.9 square centimeters. Then you find the factors of 4.9. What are the factors? The two numbers that can be the dimensions of this our rectangle. So you can choose one. One is easier to work with, and the other one choose 4.9. So these are the dimensions of the rectangle. So it's 1 centimeter by 4.9 centimeters. Then after that, draw another rectangle. This rectangle, you have to convert this 4.9 now to be the actual area. But this one is on the 4.9 centimeters and 1 centimeters to be the actual length. But these are length on the map. So how do you convert 4.9? You multiply by 10 million. So 4.9 times 10 million, you get 49 million. Like this. So this will be 49 million centimeters actual. This one is actual on the ground. Then 1 centimeter, it will be is 10 million given there. Actual on the ground. But what you want is our area in kilometers, right? So want our area in kilometers. So we have to draw another triangle. Draw another triangle. Then on this triangle, convert this 49 million to kilometers. How do you convert to kilometers? First, you convert from centimeters to meters, then from meters to kilometers. How? First, from centimeters to meters, you divide by 100. So you can cancel these two zeros. Then there are now meters. From meters to kilometers, you divide by 1000. So it will be, so you cancel three zeros. So it will be 490 kilometers. Then 10 million, you also do the same. First, you cancel two zeros. Then you cancel three zeros. So it will be 100, say 100 kilometers. Then this one now, it's now easier to find the area in kilometers. Just say 490 times 100. It will be 49,000. 49,000 square kilometers. So that will be your answer. All the units are already given. So it's 49,000 square kilometers. Alright, moving on to the next question. Question number 15. Question number 15 is say, y is inversely proportional to x squared. When x equals to 4, y is equals to 2. Find y when x equals to half. So the first thing that you have to do, guys, is to find the equation connecting y and x. That's the first thing that you have to do. What is the equation? First, you say y is inversely proportional to 1 over x squared. So inverse variation, you say 1 over. Second stage, you introduce an equal sign and a constant, k in this case, over x squared. Then after that, you find the value of the constant k. Because when x is equals to 4 and y is equals to 2, those values will always be there in variation, will be given at random. They are the values that will help you to find the value of the constant. So x is equals to 2, x equals to 4, y is equals to 2. You put 2 where there is y, and you put 4 where there is x. It will be 4 squared. Then if you can simplify this one, k over 16. Then you multiply by 16 both sides. It will be 32 is equals to k. So you get here k is equals 32. After that, you substitute here. You substitute here to find the equation connecting y and x. So it will be y is equals to k. You put 32 over x squared. Then with this equation, that's when now you can be able to answer that question. Then now, when x equals to half, what is y? What is y when x is equals to half? Like this. It will be y is equals to 32 over half squared, which is equals to, it will be y is equals to 32 over, you share the power down here. 1 squared is 1 and 2 squared is 4. Then this one looks confusing, so introduce another y is equals, introduce this division divided by 1/4, like this. So it will be 32. Then you invert, introduce multiplication, invert. 32 by 4, what do you get? 32 times 4, here it will be 8 here, then 128. This will be your final answer. So your final answer in this case is supposed to be 128. Right, moving on to the next question. Question number 16. It's saying, calculate the obtuse angle x in this triangle. What do you do here? These are non-right angle triangles. You can apply the sine rule or the cosine rule. In this case, you check this angle, the side opposite this angle is 8. This angle, the side opposite this angle is 12 is given. So you can easily use the sine rule. By sine rule, you say 8 over sine 39 is equals to 12 over sine x. Then you cross multiply. If you can cross multiply, you get 8 sine x is equals to 12 sine 39. Then what you want is x, right? Divide by 8. If you can divide by 8, you get sine x is equals to 12 sine 39 over 8. Then to get x, you say x is equals to, introduce arc sine of 12 sine 39 over 8. So what is the arc sine of 12 sine 39 over 8? You find your calculator. Please take note of that. Then first you punch 12 sine 39. You say equals to, then you say divided by 8 equals to, then after that you say arc sine, first you press second function, then you say alpha, then you press answer. So arc sine of the answer that you have obtained, then you get 70.7. So based on our instructions, degrees, they were supposed to be left to one decimal place, so it will be 70.7 degrees. Please don't forget to put degrees. Right? Because in this case you are given. Next question. Question number 17. The diagram shows two sectors of a circle with the same center. Calculate the shaded area. To find the shaded area, this one, you just say area of the bigger sector minus area of the smaller sector. Then you are done. So bigger sector, you say area of a sector, it's a theta over 360 times area of a circle, which is pi r squared. Theta over 360 times area of a circle, which is pi r squared. Right. Now, let's find the area of the bigger sector, which is our angle theta is 45 over 360 times pi. You can use our pi on our calculator, times r squared, the radius is 5. 5 times 5. Then minus the area of the smaller sector. Our theta is 45 over 360 times pi times r squared is 3 times 3. Like this. If you can simplify this one, then you get the shaded part. Right. We can say here, since even, right, 45 over 360 times pi, they are the same on both sides. Alright, let me just simplify it. 45 over 360, what do you get? You get 1 over 8. Let's say this one will be 1 over 8. Then this one will be 25 pi over 8. 25 pi over 8 minus, on this side, it will be 9 pi over 8. 25 pi over 8 minus 9 pi over 8, what do you get? 25 minus 9, you get 16. So 16 pi over 8, which is, you can write it as 8 into 16 is 2 pi. So this will be your answer, 2 pi. Or this one is exact. If not exact, you can say 2 times, use your calculator. 2 times pi, which is 6.2831853. But based on our instruction, you are supposed to leave this answer to 3 significant figures if it is decimals like this. So 3 significant figures, you say 1, 2, 3, you look at this number here. So 3 is below 5, so you don't add anything. So your final answer will be 6.28 square centimeters. You're done. Next, question number 18. Write down that one as a single fraction in its simplest form. These are algebraic fractions. What do? You find the common denominator. 2, then x plus 1 here. Then you say 2 into this one. You get this x plus 1. Then x plus 1 will multiply x on top here, there, minus You say this one, x plus 1 into this denominator, you get 2. 2 multiply 2x plus 4. Like this. It will be equals to, maintain your denominator, your common denominator, maintain it here. Then x times x is x squared plus x times 1 is x, minus 2 times 2x is minus 4x, minus 2 times plus 4 is minus 8. Then simplify further. 2, then x plus 1, maintain your denominator. Then here will be x squared. X plus x minus 4x is minus 3x minus 8. Then check on the numerator, x squared minus 3x minus 8. Does it have factors? Does it have factors? Let's check. Two numbers, when you multiply, they must give you 8x squared minus 8x squared. And when you add or subtract them, they must give you 3. What are the numbers? There are no numbers. There are no numbers. Because the factors of 8, we have 8 and 1. They can't give you 3 in whatever way. We have also 4 and 2. They can't give you 8. So you just leave it like this. This will be your final answer. X squared minus 3x minus 8 over 2x plus 1. Like this. Then moving on to the next question. Question number 19. Find MP, which is the product of the two matrices. Product of two matrices. First write M, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then your P, 5, 6, 7, 8. When multiplying matrices, you say row in the first matrix times column in the second matrix. So here let's multiply. 1 times 5 plus 2 times 7. 1 plus 5 times plus 2 times 7. So it's 1 times 5 plus 2 times 7. That's the first number here, first digit. Then the second one, you say 1 times 6 plus 2 times 8. 1 times 6 plus 2 times 8. 1 times 6 plus 2 times 8. Like this. Then you move on to the second row. Second row, the same way that you have done with the first row, you also do with the second row. 3 times 5 plus 4 times 7. 3 times 5 plus 4 times 7. Then on the second row, second column, 3 times 6 plus 4 times 8. 3 times 6 plus 4 times 8. Then simplify. You simplify here. 1 times 5 is 5 here. Then plus 2 times 7 is 14. Then 1 times 6 is 6 plus 2 times 8 is 16. It's better to do it just step by step so that you will not make mistakes, right? 3 times 5 is 15 plus 4 times 7 is 28. Then 3 times 6 is 18 plus 4 times 8 is 32. Then your final answer, I just write it in this bracket. 5 plus 14. 5 plus 14 was the answer. It's 19. Then 6 plus 16 is 22. 15 plus 28, what do you get? Is 43. Then 18 plus 32, what do you get? You get 50. So it's 50. You're done. Next question, find M. That one means the determinant of matrix M, right? If it's on vectors, it will be the magnitude or the modulus of a vector. But in this case, these are matrices, so it will be called the determinant of a matrix M. How do you find determinant of M? You take matrix M, 1, 2, 3, 4. You say leading diagonal minus other diagonal. This diagonal is the leading diagonal minus other diagonal. Other diagonal is made up of 3 and 2. So leading diagonal minus other diagonal. That's how you calculate or you find the determinant of a matrix. So on the leading one, this one is other diagonal. Leading diagonal minus other diagonal, which is equals, leading diagonal is 1 times 4 minus other diagonal, you have 2 times 3. It will be 4 minus 6, which is equals to minus 2. You're done. Next. So next question is question number 20. It's on probability. The probability that the school bus is late is 9 over 10. So it's either the school bus is late or it's early. So the probability of it being early is obvious, 1 over 10. So the probability that the school bus is late is 9 over 10. If the school bus is late, the probability that Seb travels on the bus is 15 over 16, which means not on the bus is 1 over 16. Take note of that. Then if the school bus is on time, the probability that Seb travels on the bus is 3 over 4, which means not is 1 over 4. Find the probability that Seb travels on the bus. This one, you just want the probability that Seb travels on the bus. There are two conditions. It's either the bus was late and he traveled on the bus, or the bus was early and he traveled on the bus. Those are the two conditions in this case. You get it? The easiest way of working out this, you can use a tree diagram. Tree diagram. How can you draw a tree diagram? First, you have 2 branches. These 2 branches. So this one is being late and this one is being early. Late and early. Then the probability that the school bus is late is 9 over 10. The probability of it being early is obvious, 1 over 10. Then the next branch is, if the school bus is late, we take this late branch here. Let's say if it's late here, if it's late, then the probability that Seb travels on the bus is 15 over O. So this one, use a bus or you cannot use a bus. Let me put B bar. Then on the bus, it's 15 over 16. 15 over 16. Not on the bus, obviously 1 over 16. Then if the school bus is on time, which means it's early, we take this branch. The probability that Seb travels on the bus, so here you can travel on the bus or not on the bus. And put B bar. On the bus, it will be 3 over 4. Not, it's obvious, 1 over 4. Right, so on these outcomes, we have 1 here, late and travel by bus. Let me write neatly. Late and travel by bus here. Late and did not travel by bus. On this one is early and travel by bus. Here it can be early but did not travel by bus. But what you want is the probability that Seb travels on the bus. So it means you have this one, late travels on the bus, and this branch, early and travel on the bus. So you take the 2 and you add them together. So it's probability of late travels on the bus plus probability of early and travels on the bus, like this. It is equals to late and travels on the bus. It will be 9 over 10 times 15 over 16. 9 over 10 times 15 over 16 plus early and travels on the bus is 1 over 10 times 3 over 4, which is equals, you can simplify this one. You can use your calculator to simplify. 9 over 10 times 15 over 16. On this part, you get 27 over 32 plus this one, you can get 3 over 40. 3 over 40. Then plus, you add them together. You get 147 over 160. 147 over 160. That's the answer. Please take note, probability, it will never be more than 1. It will never be more than 1 or less than 0. It's usually expressed as a fraction or as a decimal or as a percentage. Those are the three ways of expressing probability, right? Then question number 21. This one is a transformation. Describe fully the single transformation that maps shape T onto shape A. Shape T is the original. Then shape A is now the image of shape T. So what type of transformation is this one? First, you have to check. If size changed, size, has it changed? No, it's still the same. Then direction, still the same. So this one will be a translation. Size not changed, direction not changed. That's called a translation. So you write translation here. It's a translation. Then, after stating translation, you need to state the translation vector. Translation vector is a image point minus original point. Image translation vector is equals image point IP minus original point, which is OP. That's how you find the translation vector. So you say image point, just pick any point that you want. For example, here you can pick this image. What this one is 1 1. You pick this and this one. Alright, so you take the coordinate of this one, it's 1 1. Then the coordinates of this one, it's 2 6. So you say 1 1 minus 2 6, which is equals to 1 minus 2, it's minus 1. 1 minus 6 is minus 5. That will be the vector. So translation, vector minus 1 minus 5. You're done. Those will be your 2 marks. Right, next part. On the grid, reflect shape T on the line y equals x. Shape T, this one, want to reflect on the line y equals x. First thing, you have to draw the line y equals x. Y equals x, it means for every value of y, the value of x is equals to the value of y. So they are the same. When x is 1, y is 1. When x is 2, y 2, x 3, y 3. So it passes through these points. That's where the line y equals to x passes through. So you can find your ruler, you can join the points. So this is the line y equals x. You have to label it here. You have to label the line y equals x. Then after that, you now want to reflect this triangle T on this line. Please take note, on reflection, distance of the image from the line of reflection is exactly the same as the distance of the original point from the same line of reflection. Distance of image and distance of original point from the line of reflection, they are the same. So here, this point will still be here. Then this point, you say 1 step, then 1 step. This point, you can even go this side or this side, whichever direction. You can say 1 2 3 4, then 1 2 3 4. Same steps from the line of reflection. Take note of that. This one, you can say 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 to be it. Then join your points like this. Right, so this will be your new image. That is a reflection of shape T on the line y is equals to x. Alright, so please take note of that. Take note of that. Right, next question number 22. A pipe is completely full of water. Water flows through the pipe at a speed of 1.2 meters per second into a tank. The cross section of the pipe is an area of 6 square centimeters. Calculate the number of liters of water flowing into the tank in 1 hour. The number of liters in 1 hour. Right, so first thing what you need is the volume of water. Then you in this case there are square centimeters, so it means you can get it in cubic centimeters. Then from there you can convert it to liters. That's the first thing. Take note of this. Water is flows through the pipe at a speed of 1.2 meters per second. Then the cross-sectional area is 6 square centimeters. Right, so in 1 hour, I want to see the volume of water that you have to be flown out or into the tank. That's the volume that you want. Now it's 1.2 meters per second. That's the speed. Then what about if you can convert to centimeters, right? Or see how many in terms of centimeters per hour, right? So per hour here, this one 1.2 meters per second, which means you can say 1.2 meters over second, still the same. And you want per hour. What you can do is you can convert this one into centimeters. What do? You multiply by 100. Multiply by 100, so it will be 120 centimeters per second. 120 centimeters per second. Then what about per hour? If 120 centimeters per second, what about per hour? How many? You say you convert this one 1 second. Second is 1 second. Please take note of that. It's 1 second. So you convert this 1 second to hours. How do you convert 1 second to hours? It will be 120 centimeters over this one. You say 1 divided by 60, 2 minutes first, then divided by another 60. It will be 2 hours. It will be 2 hours. Now let's say calculate this one. 120 over 1 divided by 60 divided by 60. So you can start by saying 1 divided by 60 divided by 60. This one you can get because it's 120 over. This one you can say 1 over 60 divided by 60. If you can simplify this one, it will be 1 over 60 times 1 over 60, which means it will be 120 over 1 over 3,600. Right, then after that you say 120, you introduce this division, 1 over 3,600. It will be 120 times 3,600 over 1, which is equals to, then you find your calculator, 120 times 3,600, you get 432,000. This one will be centimeters per hour. This one will be per hour. Please take note of that. Centimeters per hour. Then, but what you want is the volume, right? Is the volume. So volume, how do you calculate volume? You say cross-sectional area times length or times height. This one is the length per hour. Then you say, so you say this one, you multiply by 6 square centimeters. Then it will be, if you can multiply this one times 6, times 6, multiply this one by 6, what do we get? 432,000 times 6. You get 2,592,000. So this one will be cubic centimeters. So this will be, that will be the volume of water that you have been flown into the tank in 1 hour. Now we want our volume in liters here. We want it in liters, not in cubic centimeters. Use the proportion. 1 liter is equals to 1000 cubic centimeters. That's what you use. So it means just you have to divide this one by 1000. Dividing by 1000 means you just cancel these 3 zeros. Then it will be 2592 liters. Then you're done. Right, so on this part we're ending on this one. Right, so please like the video and share the video. And also, if you any questions, you can even look for other videos on my YouTube channel. They are there. Thank you.